God is our refuge and strength, a most sure help in adversities. Therefore we do not fear in the changing of the earth.
Today's reading from the Old Testament, Deuteronomy chapter 15, verse 1 through chapter 17, verse 9. At the end of 7 years, you make a release. And this is the matter of the release. Every owner of a loan is to release his hand which he lifts up against his neighbor. He does not exact of his neighbor and of his brother, but has proclaimed a release to Yahweh. Of the stranger you may exact, but that which is yours with your brother your hand releases. Except there is an end when no poor are with you, for Yahweh greatly blesses you in the land which your God Yahweh is giving to you for an inheritance to possess it. Only if you listen diligently to the voice of your God Yahweh to observe to do all this command which I am commanding you today. For your God Yahweh has blessed you as he has spoken to you, and you have lent to many nations, but you have not borrowed, and you have ruled over many nations, but they do not rule over you. When there is with you any poor of one of your brothers in one of your cities, in your land which your God Yahweh is giving to you, you do not harden your heart, nor shut your hand from your needy brother. For you certainly open your hand to him, and certainly lend him sufficiency for his lack which he lacks. Take heed to yourself, lest there be a workless word in your heart, saying, the 7th year is near, the year of release, and your eye is evil against your needy brother, and you do not give to him, and he has called to Yahweh concerning you, and it has been sin in you. You certainly give to him, and your heart is not sad in your giving to him. For because of this thing your God Yahweh blesses you in all your works and in every putting forth of your hand. Because the poor does not cease out of the land, therefore I am commanding you, saying, you certainly open your hand to your brother, to your poor, and to your needy one in your land. When your brother is sold to you, a Hebrew or a Hebrewess, and he has served you for 6 years, then in the 7th year you send him away free from you. And when you send him away free from you, you do not send him away empty. You certainly adorn him from your flock, and from your threshing floor, and from your wine vat. You give to him from that which your God Yahweh has given to you, or has blessed you with. And you have remembered that you have been a servant in the land of Egypt, and your God Yahweh ransoms you. Therefore I am commanding you this thing today. And it has been when he says to you, I do not go out from you, because he has loved you and your house, because it is good for him with you. Then you have taken the awl and have put it through his ear and through the door, and he has been a perpetual servant to you, and you also do so to your handmaid. It is not hard in your eyes in your sending him away free from you, for this his worth has been double the hire of a hired worker, when he has served you 6 years, and your God Yahweh has blessed you in all that you do. Every firstling that is born in your herd and in your flock, you sanctify the male to your God Yahweh. You do not work with the firstling of your ox, nor shear the firstling of your flock. You eat it before your God Yahweh year by year, in the place which Yahweh chooses, you and your house. And when there is a blemish in it, or it is lame, or blind, or has any evil blemish, you do not sacrifice it to your God Yahweh. You eat it within your gates, the unclean and the clean alike, as the roe and as the deer. Only you do not eat its blood, you pour it on the earth as water. Observe the month of Abib, and you have made a Passover to your God Yahweh. For in the month of Abib your God Yahweh has brought you out of Egypt by night. And you have sacrificed a Passover to your God Yahweh of the flock and of the herd, in the place which Yahweh chooses to cause his name to dwell there. You do not eat any fermented thing with it. For 7 days you eat unleavened things with it. Bread of affliction, for you have come out of the land of Egypt in haste, so that you remember the day of your coming out of the land of Egypt all the days of your life. And leaven is not seen with you in all your border for 7 days, and there does not remain any of the flesh which you sacrifice at evening on the first day until morning. You are not able to sacrifice the Passover within any of your gates, which your God Yahweh is giving to you, except at the place which your God Yahweh chooses to cause his name to dwell. There you sacrifice the Passover in the evening, at the going in of the sun, the season of your coming out of Egypt. And you have cooked and eaten in the place on which your God Yahweh fixes, and have turned in the morning and gone to your tents. For 6 days you eat unleavened things, and on the 7th day is a restraint to your God Yahweh. You do no work. You number 7 weeks for yourself. You begin to number 7 weeks from the beginning of the sickle among the standing grain. And you have observed the celebration of weeks to your God Yahweh, a tribute of a freewill offering of your hand, which you give as your God Yahweh blesses you. And you have rejoiced before your God Yahweh, you and your son and your daughter and your manservant and your handmaid and the Levite who is within your gates and the sojourner and the fatherless and the widow who are in your midst, in the place which your God Yahweh chooses to cause his name to dwell there. And you have remembered that you have been a servant in Egypt and have observed and done these statutes. You observe the celebration of shelters for yourself for 7 days in your ingathering of your threshing floor and of your wine vat. And you have rejoiced in your celebration, you and your son and your daughter and your manservant and your handmaid and the Levite and the sojourner and the fatherless and the widow who are within your gates. For 7 days you celebrate before your God Yahweh in the place which Yahweh chooses. For your God Yahweh blesses you in all your increase, and in every work of your hands, and you have been only rejoicing. 3 times in a year all of your males appear before your God Yahweh in the place which he chooses, in the celebration of unleavened things, and in the celebration of weeks, and in the celebration of shelters, and they do not appear before Yahweh empty. Each gives according to the gift of his hand, according to the blessing of your God Yahweh, which he has given to you. You set for yourself judges and authorities within all your gates, which your God Yahweh is giving to you, for your tribes, and they have judged the people with a righteous judgment. You do not turn aside judgment, you do not discern faces, nor take a bribe, for the bribe blinds the eyes of the wise and perverts the words of the righteous. Righteousness, you pursue righteousness, so that you live and have possessed the land which your God Yahweh is giving to you. You do not plant an Asherah of any trees for yourself near the altar of your God Yahweh, which you make for yourself. And you do not raise up any standing image for yourself, which your God Yahweh is hating. You do not sacrifice to your God Yahweh ox or sheep in which there is a blemish, any bad thing, for it is an abomination to your God Yahweh. When there is found in your midst in one of your cities, which your God Yahweh is giving to you, a man or a woman who does evil in the eyes of your God Yahweh by transgressing his covenant, and he goes and serves other gods and bows himself to them and to the sun or to the moon or to any of the host of the heavens which I have not commanded, and it has been declared to you, and you have heard, and have searched diligently, and behold, if truth, the thing is established, this abomination has been done in Israel, then you have brought out that man or that woman who has done this evil thing to your gates, the man or the woman, and you have stoned them with stones, and they have died. By the mouth of 2 witnesses or 3 witnesses is he who is being put to death put to death. He is not put to death by the mouth of 1 witness. The hand of the witnesses is on him in the first place to put him to death, and the hand of all the people last, and you have put away evil out of your midst. When anything is too hard for you for judgment between blood and blood, between plea and plea, and between stroke and stroke, matters of strife within your gates, then you have risen and gone up to the place on which your God Yahweh fixes, and have come to the priests, the Levites, and to the judge who is in those days, and have inquired, and they have declared the word of judgment to you. Today's reading from the New Testament, Luke chapter 9, verses 35 through 56. And a voice came out of the cloud saying, "This is my Son, the beloved, hear him." And when they were passed, Jesus was found alone, and they were silent, and declared to no one in those days anything of what they had seen. And it came to pass on the next day, they having come down from the mountain, a great multitude met him there. And behold, a man from the multitude cried out, saying, "Teacher, I implore you, look on my son, because he is my only begotten. And behold, a spirit takes him, and suddenly he cries out, and it convulses him with foaming, and it hardly departs from him, bruising him. And I implored your disciples that they might cast it out, and they were not able. And Jesus answering said, O generation, unsteadfast and perverse, until when will I be with you, and endure you? Bring your son near here." And as he is yet coming near, the demon threw him down and convulsed him. And Jesus rebuked the unclean spirit, and healed the youth, and gave him back to his father. And they were all amazed at the greatness of God. And while all were wondering at all things that Jesus did, he said to his disciples, "Lay to your ears these words, for the Son of Man is about to be delivered up into the hands of men." And they were not knowing this saying, and it was veiled from them, that they might not perceive it. And they were afraid to ask him about this saying. And there entered a reasoning among them, this who may be greater of them. And Jesus, having seen the reasoning of their heart, having taken hold of a child, set him beside him, and said to them, Whoever may receive this child in my name receives me. And whoever may receive me receives him who sent me. For he who is least among you all, he will be great. And John answering said, Master, we saw a certain one casting forth the demons in your name, and we forbade him, because he does not follow with us. And Jesus said to him, Do not forbid, for he who is not against us is for us. And it came to pass in the completing of the days of his being taken up, that he fixed his face to go on to Jerusalem. And he sent messengers before his face, and having gone on, they went into a village of Samaritans to make ready for him. And they did not receive him, because his face was going on to Jerusalem. And his disciple James and John, having seen, said, Lord, will you that we may command fire to come down from heaven and to consume them, as Elijah also did? And having turned, he rebuked them and said, You have not known of what spirit you are. For the Son of Man did not come to destroy men's lives, but to save. And they went on to another village. Today's reading from the Psalms, chapter 45, verse 14 through chapter 46, verse 2. In various colors she is brought to the king. Afterward, virgins, her companions, are brought to you. They are brought with joy and gladness. They come into the palace of the king. Instead of your fathers are your sons. You appoint them for princes in all the earth. I make mention of your name in all generations. Therefore people praise you for all time and forever. To the overseer, by sons of Korah, for girls' voices, a song. God is our refuge and strength, a most sure help in adversities. Therefore we do not fear in the changing of earth, and in the slipping of mountains into the heart of the seas. Today's reading from the Proverbs, chapter 9, verses 8 through 9. Do not reprove a scorner, lest he hate you. Give reproof to the wise, and he loves you. Give to the wise, and he is wiser still. Make known to the righteous, and he increases learning.
And when you send him away free from you, you do not send him away empty.
I am faithful, my Lord.
Go in peace.
And may the Lord bless you.
And they were all amazed at the greatness of God. Give to the wise, and he is wiser still. Make known to the righteous, and he increases learning.